No, yeah. I mean, no, I've had some good luck, and I'm always, I don't know how to say it. Um, I like to win big, so that's
Well,
about all.
be honest here. Before you started posting in the Discord, have you always been a successful bettor like you are showing here these past few months?
Hold up, hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got.
Yeah, you're good.
Uh, no, yeah. I mean, it was.
They're
I'm gonna tell
saying.
you a story actually. In college, for baseball, we would always get like they would hand out like $20 or $40 for like a weekend, and me and a few teammates. This is how it started. Is we would take that money. This is kind of being right, I guess, but we actually used Bovada. You guys familiar with Bovada before it was legal?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we used Bovada, and we would take $20 that we got for food and just try to sports bet our way to money.
So you take your food stipend and sports bet.
How many
Yep,
times did you guys go hungry?
a lot.
What's the biggest bet you've ever won?
I'm trying to think. It wasn't in college because I was still betting like 20, 40, 100 up to $100 there. But I mean, you can still win big with those kinds of bets. But I'm trying to think.
With that one, while you're thinking, what's the biggest bet you've placed? And I remember you told us one a couple days ago about.
Yeah. So
Yeah, go on.
um, last year at the Big Ten tournament, I I went to the tournament and I was just, during champ week and all that, you can bet on a bunch of games all day long. So I was kind of racking up my bankroll. I got up to like 20K on FanDuel. And then, after a few drinks, having a little fun, I decided to bet all of that on one game. And I was at the game live. It was, what was it? Wisconsin against Michigan State. Wisconsin was like a 2 seed. Michigan State was like an 8 seed, and they upset them. So I picked the favorite and lost.
What was the final score?
Man, I don't even remember.
Was it
I don't even know.
close at least? Were you in it till the end or?
It was close. I try to forget it.
You probably didn't sleep very well that night.
Like 2 nights.
We're talking to Cody Burton, who is a well-known chatter in our TikTok world. You can watch this on YouTube at Bubba's or on at the Slotmaster 316. Sorry, those that were joining us on YouTube a little earlier. We didn't have any audio. We got that fixed, hopefully. So Cody Burton is in the house. This is Two Guys, One Slot. I'm the Slot Master, and this is Bubba's Picks 316, and we're talking with Cody Burton about some of the big bets that he has made in his life. Well, 20,000. I mean, so you want you? What did you start with? You said 1,500,
2,500.
2,500, and then just worked it all the way up to 20K.
Yeah, so like I said, like you guys know, like the champ week, there's games all day long. So we were just a couple buddies, and we actually got a suite because of FanDuel. Just being a VIP with FanDuel, you can kind of ask your VIP rep, and you can get some nice tickets sometimes. But yeah, so we got set up pretty nice. Me and a
Oh,
couple
hold on.
buddies.
How do you get a VIP rep?
One day they just sent me an email. I think you just have to be active and betting a lot.
Betting 20 grand.
20 grand, right?
On a game.
Yeah.
So they set you up with a suite. Where was the game at?
Here in Indianapolis, where the Pacers play.
Got it. So
Nice,
they
nice.
were whining and dining and trying to 69ing with Cody, and he fell for it. He bet 20G. God. So that's the most you've bet and lost. What's the most you've won on a game?
So like a single bet, like a single bet win. I think it was like around 8 grand.
Jesus.
Okay.
Was that a parlay or just a straight money line bet? Money line?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
You're kind of a money line guy. Do you not like the spread?
I've been burnt by the spread way too many times. So I came up with a new strategy, just kind of just pick and win. I mean, you got that 50-50 chance, right? So I'm just all about the percentages and looking at games. I'm a big sports fan. I like to get in depth in numbers and stuff like that. I've always been a numbers guy, stuff like that. So
I
just kind
like
of look
what
at the game. Just
I like what we've been doing here with these parlays. How you introduce that. You introduced that to me. I haven't
yeah,
done that a lot, and it's been very fun just picking 3 or 4 games, even 2 or 3 games, and just parlaying it. I've learned a lot from you, Cody Burton, when it comes to the betting world.
oh, I'm good for.
Shit. All right, so let's talk March Madness. You're obviously, by those of you that are watching on YouTube at the Slotmaster 316 and on Twitch, the Slotmaster 316, can see Cody Burton. He's got his Fighting Illini sweatshirt on. So did you, growing up there, that's just how you became a big fan?
Yeah, so my birthday obviously was Sunday. It's March 12th, and it's always around the Big Ten tournament. So my parents growing up would take me to the tournament. I was kind of like, that's what I wanted to do, and that's kind of what they gave me. And I just fell in love with it. And then I fell in love with Illinois, just being 30 minutes from Illinois. I have a relative who is the golf coach at Illinois, so got some ties there as well. So
very interesting. So why don't we just start with that West bracket that Illinois is in? The first matchup, the number 1 seed obviously is KU. They're going to go up against Howard. And then in the second game, that's kind of cool though. So where are those West games? I wish I had. Where are those being played?
in Iowa.
Des Moines? Okay. So is KU going to be at Des Moines?
Yeah,
that's where they're at?
Yeah. They could eventually face Illinois if KU and Illinois win the first round games, and that's where KU got their beloved Bill Self from.
Right.
He came from Illinois.
Venice and Champaign. Nobody likes him.
I bet, because he's a hurt. Did you like him when he was there? Obviously, you probably did.
Here, but
say that again.
Obviously, we liked him when he was here. But his departure was kind of like out of the blue, and he just kind of took that job and left overnight. It seemed like so.
I know. I was gonna say that. It seems like like Indianapolis is famous for things just picking up and moving in the middle of the night with the Colts and all that. What went on? So I didn't really know much about him. I knew that he was from the Midwest and went to around Tulsa and around that area, but I didn't really know too much about him, obviously, till he came to KU, and he was a damn good coach.
Yeah, he's a really good coach. I mean, I think they said he didn't even coach the Big 12 tournament, did he?
No, he was having stents put in. He didn't have a heart attack, but he was having chest pains. But reading everything says he's going to be back for the game then. So bad news potentially for Illinois fans. So KU and Howard, you're going to pick KU, right?
Yeah, Kansas for sure on that one.
And obviously, Arkansas, Illinois is an 8-9 matchup. You're going to pick Illinois.
I mean, I'm going to pick them, but do I think they're going to win? No.
That's a tough. I think that's a tough matchup for both sides.
I mean, Arkansas, I think they were down like 2 of their better players like most of the season, and they're finally getting them back. So I think they're the best 8 seed in the bracket.
They might be. Then the next game is St. Mary's versus VCU. So what we're going to do, we're talking to Cody Burton about March Madness picks. We're going to have Cody come now on tonight, since we've got the games are going to start Thursday. Mm-hmm. And, well, I guess you got the play-in games, Wednesday?
Tomorrow.
Tuesday and Wednesday?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So we want you to get, well, I guess you don't have to pick those, the way that the bracket's set up. So go to our Discord, join our Discord. It's in Bubba's Picks 316 for those of you that are watching on TikTok. You can see it in our gambling link. There's a donation. We're doing a little bit of a fundraiser, so get in there and join it. So Cody's going to come back the following week to go over second round. Well, I guess it'd be third round picks for that too. So Moving down the road, St. Mary's VCU. Who do you like?
Man, that's a tough one. VCU's tough. St. Mary's got a good squad. I went with VCU on this one. I went with an upset in this one.
There always seems like there is a big 12-5 upset,
5-12,
and
yep.
I agree with you there. I like that pick. I think that's a darn good pick, picking VCU to upset St. Mary's. So, all right, going down. UConn, Iona. UConn is the 4 seed. Iona is the 13.
Yeah, Iona. That's Patino coaches that team, right?
Right.
I'm still going with UConn. UConn is tough. They've been in the top 10, it seems like, all year. They've got some good athletes there. I'm gonna pick UConn.
You know, I thought about doing the same thing since Patino. He knows he's been there. He knows how to get a team ready. TCU versus it could either be Nevada or Arizona State. It'll probably be Nevada.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you like in the Nevada-Arizona State game?
It really depends. Man, I like both of those teams. I've bet on Arizona State and Nevada a lot this year. I think TCU gets upset there.
Yeah, I think so also.
I took TCU.
Gonzaga, Grand Canyon. Have you ever been to see a Grand Canyon game?
No, but I have a friend that is an assistant coach for Grand Canyon, and it's I watch it on TV sometimes, and they are crazy. It might be the best atmosphere in college basketball.
I was going to say, I mean, obviously you can go to all the Blue Bloods, the Kentucky, the KU, the Duke, but just watching some of those videos and talking to some of these kids that I know that played golf there, they said it's absolutely electric atmosphere the whole time. You're right on top of the ball players as they're playing, and it's crazy. As they come in, they just are wild the whole time. We need to go down there, Bubba, and see a game. Who do you like, Bubba?
I took TCU in that one above, and then I'm taking Gonzaga.
Yeah, I think Gonzaga is probably just cruises through. You like Gonzaga, Cody?
Oh yeah, I like Gonzaga there.
Northwestern, Boise State, a 7-10 matchup. Kind of a coin flip in my mind.
Northwestern's tough, man. They got I really like Boo Buie. I don't know if you know who that is on Northwestern. He's a stud. Northwestern's played some tough competition in the Big Ten. I think they win that game.
Yeah,
that's who I took.
That's who I took also. UCLA versus UNC Asheville. That's going to be probably the biggest wallop of that bracket. I think that game's not even other than KU Howard. I think that's going to be just a crush, don't you?
Yeah, UCLA is going to be a bloodbath there.
Yep.
Right.
UCLA.
Let's move on over to the East. The number 1 seed of the East is Purdue. They are playing Texas. What's that? To SO.
This one is in Columbus.
Who I don't even know who Texas SO versus
Texas Southern.
Southern versus FDU.
Harley Dickerson University, or whatever, however you say it.
It don't matter. Purdue.
Purdue's going to win that game, but I do make an early exit.
Say that again.
I said I think they're going to win that game, but I think they get beat in the second round.
Yeah.
Against Memphis?
Yes.
Or Florida Atlantic?
Memphis.
Or whoever wins that game, I think beats Purdue.
Florida Atlantic is always tough, and I watched a lot of Memphis this year. That's what they're in the same conference as Wichita State, and I don't know. It just depends on which Memphis team shows up. They can either be really, really good, like they were against Houston, or really, really bad.
They did have some injuries though at the beginning of the year, and
True.
one of their main guys came back. So
true.
I think Memphis takes that against the Florida Atlantic, and then I picked Memphis to even upset Purdue in the next round.
That's right in step with Cody Burton. We're talking to Cody Burton here. He is a self-proclaimed college basketball expert. We just said, hey, you're good at picking sports. Come talk to us. So next is Tennessee, Louisiana, the 4 seed Tennessee against Louisiana, the 13.
Did we skip Duke or Roberts?
Oh, yeah, we did. Hold on. We'll go to Tennessee. Who do you like, Tennessee?
Man, they lost their stud point guard. I don't know how this game. Louisiana's got some good athletes. I think it's going to be close, but I think Tennessee wins that game. Very close game though.
Duke, ORU. Duke's a 5 seed. They might be the best 5 seed in the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Agree
with that statement.
What do you think? That they're going to destroy Oral Roberts, don't you think?
Well, they'll destroy whoever wins the Tennessee-Louisiana game too, I think.
I agree. Kentucky is 6, Providence 11. Who do you like there?
Kentucky's been playing really well. Obviously, Kentucky, one of the known better teams in the last 10, 20 years. Calipari's a good tournament coach. I think Kentucky wins.
Kansas State is the 3 seed. Montana State is the 14.
I picked this as an upset. I picked Montana State in this one.
Ooh.
That's very interesting that you said that because K-State is predicted, at least, I mean, we might just be in the eye of the hurricane, but they are all talking about how good and how far K-State's going to go. I don't know how that is going to be. I do know that they have a first-year coach, Tang, who came from Baylor, one of Baylor's 50 assistant coaches. So he'll know how to get guys ready for that. I think it's not an upset. I think they win that first game at least.
Yeah, I do too.
And then I think Kentucky will beat them second round.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Yeah, it could happen. I like to pick upsets, and that's one of the games that I circled to be an upset. I've watched Kansas State play a lot of games, and they can go without scoring for like 10 minutes.
Did you see? Speaking of that, did you see Michigan in their conference game went 18 minutes without scoring a basket?
Jesus, that's basically a whole half.
That is pathetic. All right, Michigan State 7, USC 10.
I'm having tough issue picking this game.
Yeah, I picked USC.
That's what I was leaning to.
State doesn't have that go-to guard like they usually have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go USC too. Thanks, Cody Burton. That's all I had to hear.
When do all these spreads come out? Or are they already out?
For the first round.
They're out? All right.
I don't know.
Marquette, Vermont. Marquette's number 2 seed. Vermont's a 15 seed. That's going to be Marquette probably pretty easy.
That's what I took.
Marquette.
Do you have any? So, like, since we're going over this, do you have any, like major upsets? A 2 beating a 15, or a 1 beating losing to a 16?
Oh man.
What about Kent State versus Indiana? Could that be an upset up in the Midwest?
Yeah, well, I don't know Kent State's roster. If they don't have a post player, they're done. But if they if they have good defense and make Indiana shoot, they could win that game.
Let's get up to the Midwest. The number 1 seed is Houston versus Northern Kentucky. Houston lost to Memphis in the conference championship, and they had their their number 1 or number 2 scorer out of the game, who was at the shoot around but just couldn't get loose. Something was wrong, cramps or something. I wasn't watching the game. I wish I would have known he was out before the game. I bet on Houston, but
Jackson or something like that. Sasser or something. But yeah, Houston wins that game after out of a loss against Memphis. I think they'll be ready to blow someone out.
I agree. Auburn, Iowa, the 8-9 matchup. Who do you like there?
I like Iowa in that game.
Iowa's a pretty darn good team. Do you get to see a lot of them?
They're kind of like a rival against Illinois. We've had some scuffles in the past, but Iowa's always good in the tournament. It seems like they always have. They have coach's son.
I was just gonna say I can't stand Iowa's coach for nothing other than how he looks. He just drives me crazy.
First name's Fran.
And his first name.
I went with Auburn.
You went with Auburn?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know much about those two teams though. It was kind of shot in the dark, but we'll see.
Number 5, Miami versus Drake. Number 12.
I picked Miami.
Mm-hmm. Miami.
I do too. I just don't think anybody from the Missouri Valley is going to do anything. Indiana, Kent State. This was the one that Bubba's Picks 316 was just speaking about.
I went with Kent State.
Did you?
Yep, I'm gonna try it.
I'm going with Indiana in this game. Just I don't think Kent State has the defense to defend the post play of Indiana, and I think they win.
Iowa State, number 6, versus the play-in game of Pitt and Mississippi State.
I think this is an upset game too. Iowa State lost one of their main guys. I think he got in trouble or something. Dude that can shoot a lot of threes. Pitt's really good. I don't know much about Mississippi State. I think Pitt wins that game, the playing game, and I think Pitt beats Iowa State.
When is that playing game?
Playing game's Tuesday. No, Wednesday.
It's tomorrow.
Or tomorrow. It is tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah.
Xavier, Kennesaw State. Xavier's the number 3. Going up against Kennesaw State's a 14. That's probably a cakewalk again.
Xavier, I got that.
Yeah, that's
War Eagle, Nina.
Texas A&M versus Penn State, the 7 versus 10.
I took A&M.
Bubba's got A&M.
Yeah, Penn State. Penn State's tough, man. They made it all the way to the Big Ten championship. I think they were down like 15-20 against Purdue and then came back and lost by 2 in the championship.
Nice.
They're pretty tough.
I've got Penn State also in that one. Okay, and then wrapping up the Midwest bracket, number 2, Texas versus 15 Colgate. A lot of folks out of the gate are saying that Texas is going to make this is going to be their best run ever.
They're pretty damn good.
Yeah, I just don't think that they may be trying to play for that new interim coach to get a job. He seems to be like a player's coach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I saw they beat KU. I think the entire KU team was hungover and or drunk during that game. KU just didn't even show up. It was weird.
I took Texas, but I still think that in the next round, 2 rounds from now, I think Houston would still move on from that.
Got some War Eagles in the chat, Cody.
What do you think, Texas?
Auburn.
What do you think, Cody? How far do you think Texas goes? Do you think this could be their year, or?
I think they're solid.
I hope not. I'm an OU fan.
Games, and then who will they play? I think they have a pretty good shot to get to. I think at least the Elite 8, and then I don't know who they'll run into there.
I had them beating A&M or winning the first game, then beating A&M, then beating Xavier, and then losing to Houston, going into the Final Four.
All for Texas. There's not a whole lot of good teams there.
I know
that has to be the easiest bracket, don't you think? Midwest.
I mean, I'm just looking at the teams. I mean, that's probably the easiest way to the Elite 8,
especially for Houston.
Yeah.
All right, let's head on over to the South. Alabama, number 1 seed. They have kind of come out of nowhere this year.
And isn't that the guy that they have a guy for him? That's the guy who's in trouble with the gun and the shooting and everything.
Keep that guy out of jail. They'll do pretty good.
Right. I mean, he's gone this long. You don't think they're going to put him in?
I think they dropped the charges on him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, if you play football or basketball in Alabama, you can get away with a lot of stuff. That guy, allegedly, well, I guess they dropped the charges. The word was that he supplied a gun, and one of the kids that he gave the gun to went and murdered somebody, allegedly.
And he's probably one of the best kids in the nation, star for Bama. He plays, very good chance they win the tourney.
Right. Alabama. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say that again, Cody.
Yeah, it was a bench player that killed the guy that actually got put in jail for it. So.
Oh shit! It was a guy on the team.
Yeah, that's what the whole scandal was and it kind of got.
I thought he just gave it to a friend. I didn't realize he gave it to a dude on
it was a teammate, and it was like like how Baylor, the one teammates went and murdered that guy, and then Baylor covered up the entire thing, and then the whole time this was going on, New Mexico State shuts down their entire program, so that kind of covered up all of this.
Everything.
They shut down their whole program.
Yeah, why? I don't know. Why did they do that?
I think it was point shaving. I think there was a lot of scandals going on there, and a lot of the kids got caught point shaving or something. I don't know. They're still doing investigations.
Man, they were just in the New Mexico State. They were just in the like Elite Eight or something a couple years ago.
Their coach was an assistant coach under Greg Marshall at Wichita State. He's a hell of a coach. And he went to Louisiana, and then he went to New Mexico State and basically turned the whole thing around.
Well, bring him back here now.
Shit. But
what is he? What you saying? He's
no, he's good. But obviously he.
So you
doesn't
think
have
he's
control.
caught up? Okay,
He
yeah,
could
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
I don't know. He kind of. I don't know. What were you saying, Cody?
No, I was just saying I should have got some of those kids' contact information so I can make some good bets.
TikTok chatter. Cody Burton is found guilty of coercing.
Maryland, West Virginia.
Maryland, West Virginia.
Maryland is an 8 seed. West Virginia is a 9 seed. This one, I have blank on my bracket here, Cody. I wanted to get your thoughts on this one as well. I love Huggy. I don't know much about Maryland, though. Is Turge still there?
No, they let Turge go.
When, was that last year or middle of this year?
It was last year.
Okay, so they don't have Turge. What do you think, Cody?
I think West Virginia wins. I think West Virginia's tough. Maryland's been up and down. Big Ten wasn't as tough this year, so they got some easy wins there. But I think West Virginia wins.
Okay,
I agree too. I actually saw West Virginia play KU very, very tough. Was
that the game you went to here a couple weeks
ago?
ago?
To that game, and I've been to 9 KU games, that being 10. And I have that's the first win I've seen at Allen Fieldhouse.
That's right.
that's I was my cousin, the slot master's accountant, banned me from going to any KU games because I think Bill Self has lost maybe
most of his home games, most of his home losses. You were there.
I was there, and I saw Roy Williams lose 2. Iowa State beat him. Nevada beat him one time.
Holy
anyway,
shit. All right, so West Virginia, I got that
West Virginia. Let's next was San Diego State, the 5 versus Charleston.
Could this be an upset? 5-12 upset?
I like Charleston. Yeah, I really do.
That's what I was thinking too, Cody. I wanted to hear your thoughts on this one as well.
I picked them. I already
All
had
right,
them
I'm doing
done.
it too.
What's your thought? Do you get to see Charleston a lot?
I've bet on them a couple times. Yeah. And I always watch the games. I always try to find them. It's kind of hard to find some of those smaller college games on TV, but yeah, I've watched them. They're pretty solid. I think they win that game.
All right.
Virginia is a 4 seed versus Furman, the 13 seed.
I think Virginia wins that.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I that's a cakewalk, I think. This one's really hard for me because I like Creighton. I always have kind of liked Creighton. Creighton is the number 6 versus
I picked Creighton still, but
NC State.
I was kind of could have been a flip of a coin for me, even though it's a 6-11. I don't know. I'm still going with Creighton.
Who are they playing again? NC State.
Yeah, which 11th seed.
Yeah. Oh man, that's NC State's had some good games. Creighton. I think I'm gonna go with Creighton too.
Mm-hmm.
Creighton got off to such a weird start. I don't think whoever wins this game advances past that first game. I think they lose second round.
I'm with you on that.
Which the next who they will play would
Baylor or
UCSB. Baylor's a 3 seed. Is that University of Central Santa Barbara? They are a 14 seed. I have Baylor advancing and then advancing against Creighton in the next round as well.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Is that where you guys are at?
Yeah, I'm Baylor.
Next
one. What's the next one?
This one as well. I think is going to be a good game. Missouri 7 seed versus Utah State, a 10 seed. I went with Missouri, but
I coin flipped it, and Utah State got the heads. So I think it's just a coin flip game. I mean, it kind of depends on what game or what team Missouri shows
up, right?
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah.
Every
Missouri
game I
played-
tuned into, Missouri played well, but then you go back and look at some of the games that it's like, I don't know. But I think they're going to advance.
Yeah, I think Missouri wins.
Next up, and finally, number 2, Arizona versus Princeton, the number 15.
I think Arizona wins.
Yeah, U of A.
Finally, we're talking to Cody Burton, who is a FanDuel. He's like FanDuel's best client, and we're just getting his thoughts about before March Madness. Make sure to go to our Discord. It's in Bubba's Picks 316 in his bio, and you can go down to our gambling channel. Click on that, and it's a $20 entry, and you can get up to 25 brackets. So half of it's a 50-50 split pot. So half of it's going to Mason's Miracle, and then half of it's going to the prize pool. So, Cody, I can't wait to see your entry into that. How did you think? Did you agree with all of the number 1 seeds and where they went?
Man, I really think after that game, I thought Texas was going to get that number 1 spot.
I did too.
I was surprised at the number 1, at like the number 1 overall. I thought that was pretty close. I think the 4 teams deserved it, but I do think Texas was the next one in.
Would you replace Texas with KU?
I'm trying to think. Honestly,
because we have Houston, Kansas, Purdue, Alabama. I mean, Alabama's definitely number 1.
Yeah.
Or would it have been Purdue that would have got it over Texas? Who do you take out? Houston, KU, or Purdue?
Between the 4 of those, I would have took out Purdue, just because. I mean, they lost to Indiana twice, which, I mean, they're a solid team. Like I said, Big Ten was down. Kansas played in a really good conference. They had a lot of good teams. So, I mean, I think Texas could have been in there instead of Purdue, but it was really close.
I think that Kansas State, speaking of kind of riding the coattails of a conference being difficult, I think they really snuck in there. I think that,
man,
I just don't think Kansas State's as good as what everybody's thinking about it. I don't know. Maybe that's.
I just noticed something. Oklahoma State and OU.
Oklahoma State was the last team out,
they were last team out.
And OU, talk about a disappointment when they got those brothers from, what was it, Washington State or whatever, the Tanner Grove.
Yeah, I think the biggest story though is, if you think about it, North Carolina being number 1 before the season and not even getting in the tournament.
Right. That's what I was just gonna say.
So KU still probably holds the record for most appearances
in a row.
Find that seat.
Probably Kentucky and KU.
Yeah.
But damn, North Carolina not making the tournament. Am I making a big deal out of that? It's been a while, hadn't it?
Well, no, they won the national championship last year, and they were number 1 going into preseason. So
when's the last time they missed?
Well, KU won last year.
They made it to the championship though, right? North Carolina.
That was KU, North Carolina.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I don't think that's ever been done before.
Kentucky has the most appearances. This doesn't say in a row. North Carolina has 2. The second, I can't find where the consecutive is. KU has 49.
Kentucky missed it though here.
When they went through that
10 years or something,
coaching change, they went through that weird time.
Yeah.
Who else was? I know they always do the final 4 that were out. Was Ohio, Oklahoma State, OU? Well, who was the 4th?
Yeah, I seen it on the selection show, but I know they said Oklahoma State was the next team in, on the outside looking in. So.
Damn.
I forget.
So how many teams did Big 12 have? Or by conference here?
And maybe big either the Big Ten and ACC or Big 12. Both have like 8 or 9 teams. I think I'm trying to count.
I'm just looking here to see. I'm looking. Sorry, I'm just going through here and looking to see how many.
That's definitely the Big Ten, Big 12, and ACC. I think at the top.
Is basketball still in Indiana there? You think it'll ever return to how it was? Like Bobby Knight days?
I don't know. I don't really like I mean, I know he has a good history.
I mean, just a winning program, basically.
It's been solid. They went through like a stretch, obviously, that they weren't so good for like 4 years there, but I think they're slowly getting back to what they were.
I almost compare them to like the Nebraska of college football. Like they were
so good.
And then they just fell off a cliff and they've never been able to get there. But I do like Nebraska to college football. They got Matt Rule, who was the Baylor coach. Then he got hired to the Carolina Panthers and then didn't work out well in the NFL. So Nebraska, I think he might be able to do some good there for the Nebraska football.
Lovie Smith being hired, but that didn't work out. I think Illinois football has a curse. I think they're just going to be terrible for the rest of
When's the last time they were good in college football?
Not since I've been alive.
All right, Cody, thank you so much for coming on with us on Two Guys, One Slot. I greatly appreciate it, man, and we'll probably have Fortnite later.
Want to get one thing out of you, Cody. Your Final Four, who do you have?
Final Four?
Are you that far yet, or are you still digging in?
But if just from a glance, I like
from the South. Who do you got?
South. I'll do Alabama.
East.
I like Duke coming out of there.
Midwest.
West. I like.
We've got a 1 seed, a 5 seed so far.
This is kind of like my underdog section. I'm going to go with Miami coming out of there.
Ooh. Okay. That'd be 2 5 seeds in the Final Four so far. What about the West?
I'm going to pick Gonzaga.
What were they, 3? Okay.
Who do you think beats KU other than Illinois? All right, man. Well, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, buddy, on such short notice. We'll do the same time next week. Can you do that?
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you guys having me.
I appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you.
See you tonight, Cody.
Man, that was cool. Cody Burton from the, you ladies are probably familiar with him in the chat. All right, so go to Bubba's Picks 316 in his bio if you're watching us on TikTok. In the Discord, we've got a little bit of a deal happening in there. Yeah, so in the chat, everybody was talking about sad about Ohio. Go Gauchos, UCSB.
Gauchos.
God, Roll Tide. You've got all the flavors there. Any final thoughts for you, Bubba?
No, I still gotta.
He's penciling in his
I'm
bracket.
filling it out, but might do some changes. Just kind of first thoughts, then look back at the team, see what injuries we have, see if there's been any more gun charges and kids getting kicked off teams. And
I was going to ask Cody this.
Crazy,
we'll talk to him next week about the amount of kids that entered the portal. It has just completely ruined
Doesn't
college
it just
sports.
keep growing every year, year? I mean, I'm all for them getting paid and stuff, but they need to tweak what they just allowed.
I know.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we'll see you. I'm sure Bubba and I'll be on TikTok at some point tonight. So any final thoughts about the bracket
just
life?
Go join in the Discord. Come join our bracket. Anyone. You don't have to be a member of the Discord. I think you can send the link out, and they can still join. So if you have friends who are not, let's get as many people in here as possible and make it an annual thing.
All right. Well, that wraps up episode 17.5 of Two Guys, One Slot. We greatly appreciate it. And thanks to Cody Burton for coming on. And We'll be here Thursday, don't you think? We'll be
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
we'll
we
talk
should.
about it.
Yep.
Yeah, recording the podcast.
Yeah, there'll be games going on there. So
yeah, we'll watch it.
Yep.
And then Cody will be back next Monday or Tuesday. Or maybe we can have him on Wednesday before the game starts.
Yeah, let's
that'll
set it
probably
up
be
like
easier.
before the round
Yeah.
3 starts or
Yeah.
whatever.
Perfect. All right.